Herald TV News Bulletin with me, Shalene. Work is going on in full swing at father of UK Home Secretary Suella Braverman Christy Fernandez's property at Asagaon, even though a complaint has been filed with the SIT investigating the large-scale land grabbing in Goa. Based on the complaint, the special investigation team has found a prima facie a punishable offence has been committed.
Meanwhile, a lawyer has perused the documents in possession of the developers, has concluded that Avonshire Developments is the absolute owners in possession of the distinct portion of 3,486 square meters under new survey number 253/3A, forming part of the larger property measuring 7,375 square meters situated at Asagaon. Christy Fernandez left behind two properties, survey number 253/3 and 252/3. He stated that somebody sold his ancestral land, which finally made its way to developers who are constructing 6 big villas on the property. Form 1 and 14 of the two survey numbers has the names of two developers where the villas are coming up. One family member made power of attorney by taking the signatures of all the co-owners and sold it to a person who then sold it to the developer. Superintendent of Police Nidin Valsan on Monday said an offence has been registered under relevant sections and required action will be initiated after analysing the documents. The SP said it is a case where property is involved, which will require a lot of analysis of documents and chain of the movement of land as well. Once we have enough evidence, we will take necessary action. The SIT has so far booked unidentified person for allegedly attempting to grab the ancestral land belonging to Christy Santano Godfrey Fernandez located in Asagaon by forging old documents. Clinton D'Souza and Asmita Polji for Herald TV.
In our desperate fallback to milk tourism as the next big cow after mining, are we looking at all aspects of tourism? Is Goa being promoted as a suicide destination? Those in the know warn that we as a state need to be watchful and respond. Given the high rate of suicides in Goa, what can be done at the panchayat level to bring the issue of suicides out of the closet? Is there a need of the state-wide discussion? Is there the need for a better response from all government agencies? Watch the full discussion on suicide prevention, Goa's life-changing battle on Herald TV and YouTube.
Is there a concept of suicide tourism and is Goa a destination? Is the problem of suicide so acute that local bodies such as panchayat should act? Do government agencies need to take a more proactive role in preventing suicides?
Being a tourism state, they are not looking at what are the needs of the tourists who come here. And that's what I want to point out, that there is this concept of suicide tourism. And Goa as a destination, international tourism destination, we need to be clear and watchful of this kind of scenario, that when this happens in the state, how are we able to respond? And that's why we feel today every village panchayat has to start discussing this.
Right.
Because if the budget, if the personnel, if the facilities are going to increase, then it has to become a statewide discussion which says mental health is the need of the hour, and this kind of money and this kind of professionals need to be put to that. See, I'm of the opinion that all the agencies have not been sensitized enough. In the sense now, we are doing this campaign for 1 year from now with all the newly elected panchayat members. We want to flag this issue to them, saying that, look, at your panchayat level, what is your understanding of the problem? Are you willing to at least allocate one Gram Sabha meeting or one fortnightly meeting where you will allow a resource person to come and brief you on the subject? Point number one. Second thing is to, like, okay, if these are the things, it's a, let's say we are talking about farming area. We're talking about Sange or Kankon where farming and pesticides are available.
Yes.
The question here is that what are the steps? Like if this thing is freely available, not properly stored, you know, we are going to identify with the agriculture department and other agencies to put on their website what is to be done.
Right.
So the key point here is that agencies who have not yet, municipal councils for example, have not tied up with urban health centers
They have not. No.
to run a awareness program.
Right.
So this is what we are pushing for from a citizen's point of view this year.
Bureau Report, Herald TV.
In a bizarre and tragic accident, a speeding car at Nagawa Venna knocked down a 25-year-old girl from Assam. While she was lying in the road in a serious condition, she was run over by a truck. According to Verna police, the tragedy occurred when the girl identified as Kalpana Roy was crossing the road. A speeding car knocked her down and fled from the spot, leaving her unattended. Later, a truck ran over her. Both the car and truck drivers escaped from the accident spot, leaving the girl in a pool of blood. The girl was working as a maid in Verna.
In a bizarre accident, a speeding car in Nagwa Verna knocked down a 25-year-old girl from Assam. According to Verna police, the tragedy occurred when the girl, identified as Kalpana Roy, was crossing the road. A speeding car knocked her down and fled from the spot, leaving her unattended. Later, a truck ran over her. Both the car and truck drivers escaped from the accident spot, leaving the girl in a pool of blood. Police said that both drivers left the girl on the road and escaped from the accident spot without giving any medical help. Police are in search of the drivers of the car and the truck responsible for causing her death. However, their whereabouts were not known. The girl's body has been shifted to South Goa District Hospital for preservation. PSI Sanket Talkar of Verna Police Station has conducted a Panchnama and further investigation is on. Kiran Borkar for Herald TV.
Due to the heavy rainfall on Sunday and Monday, the water level of Madhe River rose. The villages of Dave, Kuche and Sonal village were marooned. Valpoi fire personnel rushed to various places and rescued the villagers Monday evening. Watch.
Villagers from Saddari rescued after Madai River swells due to heavy rains. The villages of Dave, Kushe and Sonal villages were marooned. Valpoi police personnel rushed to the various places and rescued the villagers. Devendra Gaonkar for Herald TV.
A woman from Karwar was spotted in the hollow high up between two pillars of the Great Separator flyover near the Doubly Airport area on Monday. Upon spotting the woman, taxi drivers immediately alerted the police and the fire brigade was called. Fire personnel arrived on site and rescued the woman using a ladder. The incident shocked many as to how a woman could climb a pillar to reach the area.
A woman from Karwar was spotted in an area between pillars below the Great Separator flyover near Dabalam Airport. Locals and taxi drivers suspect that the woman may have entered through a manhole near the entry of the flyover that leads to the hollow area below the flyover. They have demanded that the manhole be shut immediately before there are more untoward incidents in the area. People suspected the woman was perhaps trying to take her own life. However, the woman claims she was brought in the area under the pretext of a job and was dropped off her money.
म्हणजे आम्ही रोखडी लॅडर लायला आणि तिथं देवले कोणी हाडून जोडले म्हणटा आणि ती म्हाका आयडिया ना नॉर्मल मातशी कितें आहा
काम आसा म्हूण सांगून घेवन येयली म्हाजे कडेन पयशे बी कांयच ना बशीत आसा.
तूं खंयची रावपी?
कारवारची
हांगा कोणागेर रावता?
कोणागेर रावता ना काम करूंक कोणागेर रावताले.
कितें जालें हांगा बायल दिश्टी पडली आमी सडनली भिले कितें जालें काय म्हणून ते भिवन आमी कितें केलें पयलीं डायरेक्ट पुलिसांक फोन केलो कितें बेगीन एक्शन घेवपाची मागीर कितें केलें पुलिसान काडून फायर ब्रिगेडाक आपयलें फायर ब्रिगेड येयलें आनी ताका मातशें सेफ आनी सगळें सेक्यूर ताका सकयल देंवयलें तितलोच आमी एका ट्राय केलें ताका बाबा सेफ हाडून सकयल देंवोवपाक आनी ती म्हणपाक लागली खंय आपणाक कोणी हाडून हांगा थंय सोडलें खंय
फुडें एक होल आसा दिसता मॅन्युअल तितूनसून एक तर ती गेले आसतली
ते मॅन्युअलांतल्यान भितर हांगा पण पावूंक मेळटा
पावूंक शकता ते
तुमकां केन्ना दिश्टी पडली बायल ती
आमकां सकाळीं आसा आमी हांगा टॅक्सी चलयता न्हू
एकटी जाली
एकटी जाल्लेली मागीर फायर ब्रिगेड येवन मागीर तिका हें लायलें शेड्यूल आनी तिका देंवयलें.
Kiran Borkar for Herald TV.
WICCI Rural Tourism Council Goa conducted a day-long seminar on eco-homestays for rural women SHGs in Goa. The program was organized in collaboration with Goa State Rural Livelihood Mission, Rural Development Agency and Rotary Club of Panaji Rivera on Tuesday. This is what participating women had to say about the program.
Women were encouraged to start homestays for tourists. They were also encouraged to start small businesses and transport services for tourists in their villages.
आणि आयज आमकां जे हे सेमिनार जे इको होमस्टे ह्या विशीं बरेंच आमकां ज्ञान मेळिल्लें आसा आनी कळ्ळें की होमस्टे म्हटल्यार एक्झॅक्टली कितें आसपाक जाय. तर हांवूय नॉलेज वाडली तेतूंतल्यान आनी अशें कळ्ळें की जे ट्युरिस्ट येतात तेंच्यांनी आमची नॅचरल ब्युटी तशीच राखपाक जाय, पोल्युशन करपाक जायना, प्लास्टिकाचो वापर करपाक जायना, ड्रिंक्स घेवपाक जायना, थंय बॉटल उडोवपाक जायना. हे कारणान थंयचे आमचे जे नेचर आसा ते तशेंच उरतले आनी फुडल्या लोकांकूय ताचो फायदो जातलो.
म्हणजे स्टे होम म्हटल्यार कितें हें सांगलें आमकां. पेंग जेस्ट आतां ट्युरिजम येयले जाल्यार आमी तांकां रावपाक आमच्या घरांनी रावपाक दितले आनी तांकां तेंचे कशे तरेन स्वागत करप आनी तांकां कितें हें करप तेंची म्हणजे तांकां आमच्या हाका हांगा कितें स्पॉट आसता ते दाखोवंक व्हरप कशें आनी तेंची दाखोवंक व्हरप तांकां समज दवरले तांकां आमच्या घरा जाल्यार आमी तांकां
कशी केअर घेवप, कशी तांकां
तेंची केअर घेवप आनी तेंच्यांनी आमच्या कशें तेंचे आनी मोठे म्युजीक ना करचे पयलीं लोकांक ना डिस्टर्ब करचे पयलीं तांकां आमी घरान दवरतली. आनी अल्कोहॉल म्हणजे आमी आमचे भशेन आमी ताका दारू म्हणटा तो ना पिवच्या पयलीं तांकां समज तो पियो जाल्यार आमकांय त्रास जातलो तांकांय जातलो आनी आमच्या सायडीन लोक आसता तांकांय त्रास जातलो.
आमच्या दिवाळ्यान इतली ब्युटी आसा की सगळे ट्युरिस्ट येता आनी ते ट्युरिस्टांक आमी खंय गायड करपाक आमकां सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुपाक आमकां ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी दिवंक जाय. सेल्फ हेल्प ग्रुपाच्या बायलांक आमी सगळे तांकां दाखोवंक शकता. खंय आमचे आयज रोटरा हेजे रिक्षा घेतलेली आसा ते बायलांक बिजनस मेळोंक शकता आनी मागीर आमची हॉटेलां आहा ती गायड आमी ताका दाखोवंक शकता. सप्तकोटेश्वर टेंपलां आसा फेरीची कशी आहा ते आमी चार्जीस हे ते तांकां एक्सप्लेन करूंक शकता.
आमच्या थंय एक वॉटरफॉल आहा, म्हाज्या गांवचें नांव सड्या. आमच्या गांवान एक वॉटरफॉल आहा, थंय आमच्या थंय एक रेस्टॉरंट ना कितेंच ना, एक दुकान सुद्दां ना. कितें हाडटलें जाल्यार मागीर ते कॉन्टेक्ट करून ते विचारता कोण जेवण दितलें आनी कितें. हांव स्वता तांकां जेवण दिता करून आनी जास्तशे जे ट्युरिस्ट येता पळय तांकां कितें गांवठी भाजी जाय आसता, म्हणजे केळ्याची भाजी, बोणयेची भाजी, फणसाची भाजी, ताळकुळो, तेरे तसले जास्तशे लोक तसले मागता. हांव तांकां करून दिता.
Prasad Polji for Herald TV.
Don Bosco Oratory Fatoda beat CAC Kasali 6-0 and moved into the quarterfinals of the 43rd St. Joseph Festival football tournament organized by Dramapur Sports Club at Dramapur Ground on Monday.
Don Bosco Oratory Fatoda beat CAC Consalem 6-0 and moved into the quarterfinals of the 43rd St. Joseph Festival football tournament. Sweeten Rebel of Don Bosco Oratory was the star of the match with his assist to his teammates and power-packed shots. In the second minute, Clifford Nerona opened the score for Fatoda. Then Don Bosco netted a hat-trick through Sweeten Rebello in the 28th, 42nd and 47th minute. Hansel Furtado and Maxwell Furtado netted a goal each and made it 6-0 in the 50th and 56th minute. For Consalem, Kenneth Acosta and Aaron Fernandez missed two scoring chances.
Animal.
Inase Larona for Herald TV.
In a major face-off between the farmers and cops over the proposed IIT Sangye land demarcation, people said two elderly women were allegedly run over. The injured women were rushed to the nearby hospital. Earlier, farmers, especially women, stopped the land demarcation for the IIT project proposed at Sangye. Hysterical women argued with the police that the fields were their ancestral heritage and they were not ready to part with them. It is alleged that prime agricultural land is being taken for the IIT project, which faces stiff opposition from the people.
Farmers stopped the land demarcation for the IIT project proposed at Sangay. Farmers, especially women, came out in large numbers and opposed the project. They argued with police that the fields were their ancestral heritage and they were not ready to part with them.
जाती जाती लागून सांग्यार गावात झगडी जाऊ नये या आमदारान आमकां त्रासां उडयली मेलो मनशा पासून शिमतर कातरिपा तयार केली मेलो मनशा पासून शिमतर गेले घराक वसोड माल जाल्यार थंय वचपा दिसता मेल्यार जाती पासून प्रॉब्लेम एक 5 वर्ष सोडून सोरबांची नाड काढून दितो आणि आता रोयता शेत आपल्या इथले पोस्ट तुम्ही निर्भर पताय बेणाचे पाणी नदीच्या
Bureau Report, Herald TV.
Chief Minister Pramod Sawant on Monday said that the murder investigation of Haryana BJP leader and TikTok star Sonali Fogart will be handed over to the Central Bureau of Investigation as per the demands of a family and the Haryana Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar. He said he would be personally writing to Home Minister Amit Shah that this case be handed over to the CBI. Praising the efforts of the Goa police, Sawant said that the Goa police have found many clues concerning this investigation.
Chief Minister Pramod Sawant said that the murder investigation of Haryana BJP leader Sonali Fogart will be handed over to the Central Bureau of Investigation. He said he would be writing to the Home Minister Amit Shah that this case be handed over to the Central Bureau of Investigation. Goa police have found many clues with regards to this investigation, he claimed. The family of Sonali Fogart, especially her 15-year-old daughter, has been demanding a CBI probe for quite some time now. Fogart was brought dead to St. Anthony's Hospital in Anjana on August 23rd by her two aides, Sudhir Sangwan and Sukhwinder Singh. Goa police arrested 5 people, including 2 of Fogart's aides, in connection with the case.
Sonali Fogart के केस की इन्वेस्टिगेशन इज गोइंग ऑन, लेकिन मैं इसके ऊपर कहते वक्त मुझे लगता है कि लोगों की डिमांड है वहाँ से कंटिन्यूसली कि ये केस सीबीआई के पास देने चाहिए। उनकी बेटी की भी डिमांड थी। हमें उस केस में यानी हमारे पुलिस के ऊपर पूरा भरोसा है और डेफिनेटली ये बहुत अच्छी तरह से इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रहा है। बहुत अच्छे क्लूज भी उनको मिले हैं, लेकिन लोगों के डिमांड ध्यान में रखते हुए और उनके बेटी की कंटिन्यूसली डिमांड ध्यान में रखते हुए उन्होंने मैंने प्रेस मीडिया में भी बाकी भी मुझे रिक्वेस्ट की है कि वो सीबीआई के पास दे देना चाहिए और फिर आज हम वो केस सीबीआई के पास दे रहे हैं।
हरियाणा का सीएम के साथ बात हुआ?
मैं डेफिनेटली इस केस को आज मैं खुद होम मिनिस्टर को चिट्ठी लिख रहा हूँ कि ये केस सीबीआई के पास देने के लिए मैं खुद चिट्ठी लिख ऑलमोस्ट कंप्लीट जाय दिले, बट तांचो कंटिन्युअसली त्या लोकांची डिमांड आसा की दिवची म्हणूनच आम्ही विचार केला आज हांव होम मिनिस्टराक पत्र बरोवन सीबीआई दिवपाक।
Prasad Polji for Herald TV.
Activists were in for a rude shock after there was no hearing on the illegal Old Goa bungalow hearing on Monday. They alleged that it was a waste of people's time and money. They called for the revoking of the technical license and demolition of the illegal bungalow by the TCP. The inaction of the government on the illegal bungalow looks like a jumla, activists said. Activists said, like Curly's, the illegal Old Goa bungalow also should have been demolished.
Like Curly's, why is illegal Old Goa bungalow not demolished? Activists asked. Activists were in for a rude shock after the hearing on the illegal Old Goa bungalow was cancelled on Monday. The inaction of the government on the illegal bungalow looks like a jumla, activists remarked. We are trying to help the government to root out illegalities, they added.
We are trying to help the government with the documents, because the documents provided are fraud and we have evidence that we can prove that those documents are fraud. So I request the government and the TCP to please revoke the order again and see that the bungalow is demolished. This is common people who are shelling out their money from their pockets. No one is going to bear this loss. We have to leave our work and come for these meetings. So I pledge and I humbly request the government and the TCP minister to please revoke the technical clearance and please see that we are given justice. Thank you.
It's a political motivate politics.
I don't think it is politically motivated in this, but I think so there is some jumla in this which the government doesn't want to show. Because by now, if Curly's can be demolished, why can't this not be demolished? In one day, without any time limit, it can be demolished. And we are fighting hunger strike. People have suffered a lot in rains and sun, and still this is not getting demolished. For what reason? There is no reason for this. Straight away, when everyone has said that it is really illegal, when the TCP has said it is illegal, when it is in a protected area, it is illegal. There are so many norms where they have where they have violated, and with all this taking into all this into consideration, it is an illegal bungalow. So why wait for the verdict of court and this and that? But the panchayat and the TCP should demolish the thing, not wait, give just assurance to people and waste their time. The TCP should act, and the TCP, I would request Viswajit Rane. He had said in his website that to complain if there is, and he will take legal action. Sorry to say, I have not received any response from the TCP minister yet. Only saying that your matter is being considered.
Bureau Report, Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. For more news alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.